South Korean banks and industrial giants are making bold moves in the crypto exchange sector, even as retail trading activity plummets. Despite a sharp decline in on-chain volume, now at just 1/10 of local stock market turnover, major players like Hana Bank, Samsung affiliates, and Hanwha Investment are writing nine-figure checks for equity stakes in leading exchanges. This shift reflects a broader institutional push into digital asset infrastructure, even as retail enthusiasm wanes. Hana Bank is reportedly acquiring a 6.55% stake in Dynamo, the operator of Upbit, for $665 million. That's a major move, especially given the current market conditions. At the same time, Samsung Securities, Samsung SDS, and Samsung Card are jointly acquiring a 4% stake in the same company. Hanwha Investment and Securities is also in the mix, planning to take a 3.9% position. These deals, if completed, will bring together a diverse set of Korea's financial and industrial leaders as shareholders in one of the country's most prominent crypto platforms. Elsewhere, Murray Asset Consulting is acquiring a 92.06% controlling interest in Corbett for about $88.5 million. That's not just an investment, it's a full-scale takeover, effectively taking the exchange private under a major asset manager. Meanwhile, Korea Investment Securities and OKX Ventures are each acquiring roughly. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. 20% of Koinon. The foreign and domestic players are splitting a significant minority stake in another major Korean exchange. These investments are happening at a time when Seoul is pushing forward with the institutionalization of a Korean won stablecoin. The regulatory environment is shifting in favor of digital asset infrastructure, encouraging traditional financial players to enter the space. This is not a market driven by retail hype, but by institutional strategy. The stakes are high for both the exchanges and their new investors. For the exchanges, securing institutional backing could provide a lifeline in a sector that's seen declining user activity. For the investors, it's a bet on long-term infrastructure development in a market that's still evolving. However, the timing is curious. With crypto trading volumes in South Korea at a fraction of their peak, these investments could be seen as either bold or risky. The success of these deals will depend on how well the exchanges can adapt to a cooling retail market while positioning themselves for institutional growth. One of the key uncertainties is whether these new stakeholders will be able to stabilize or even grow exchange activity amid the broader market downturn. Another is how the regulatory environment will continue to shape the space, with a Korean won stablecoin. On the horizon, the government is signaling a path for institutional players to integrate crypto into traditional finance. But the market remains volatile, and the recent slump suggests that retail traders are still skeptical. The next signal to watch is whether these institutional investments lead to measurable improvements in exchange performance, not just in terms of volume, but in user trust and regulatory alignment. If the new stakeholders can help rebuild confidence in the platforms, they may succeed in stabilizing the sector. But if the market continues to decline, these investments could be seen as a temporary fix in a long-term problem. The mechanism behind. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. These moves is clear. Institutional players are positioning themselves to control or influence the infrastructure of crypto exchanges, even as retail traders pull back. This strategy hinges on the belief that crypto will eventually become a core part of the financial system, and that controlling the gateways to that system will be valuable in the long run. Whether that belief proves correct will depend on how quickly and effectively the exchanges can transition from retail-focused platforms to institutional-ready infrastructure. For now, the evidence suggests that South Korea's financial and industrial leaders are betting heavily on the future of crypto, even if the present is uncertain.